this is the central line full sterile setup video. We have our patient here. You can see obviously everything about him is anatomically correct. And we've already done the preliminaries, which means we've positioned him. We have him in Trendelenburg because we're going for an IJ. You'd usually have him in a different position for a femoral cannulation. We've already checked his vasculature non-sterile to make sure it's a nice plump IJ, and we've adjusted the depth settings on the machine so that we don't have to do that after we get full sterile, because the whole goal here is to be able to do this independently. We put a big, glop of gel on the probe, whether it's the commercial stuff or in this case Surgilube. We'll do that before we get sterile so we don't have to get a friend to help us. So we got that going now, and we'll make sure there's no stuff hanging out here that's going to ruin our sterility. So now we're ready to get sterile. The things you need to do this procedure, which are placed on a table that will be on your dominant hand. So I'm a righty, so I'm going to be doing this right IJ. I want to be able to reach from the table to my hand without any shifts of my body. So that's why we'll have this right here. This is where all my setup will be. We have the central line bundle. We have whatever gloves are your proper size, and we have whatever line we're going to use, and we'll go from there. So, first thing we're going to do is open up the bundle. The bundle comes by design with 2 packs and these sterile flushes. That's what you're going to get when you open up the bundle. And you can just open this up non-sterile because it's all in individually wrapped sterile packs. So, pack 2 is once you're already sterile, and anything you touch in there is only going to be with sterile gloves. Pack 1, on the other hand, is meant for you to touch before that point. So what I will do is I'll take pack 1 out and put it somewhere separate. For instance, I put it right here on this separate crappy metal table. And I can open that up. And the first thing you're going to find is your hat. So put that on. And then you'll have a mask with a face shield, so you don't need to get one of those. That's already in the kit. And you get your first prep in this kit. So now we will prep the patient. All right, and we do a broad prep. We'll get the entire area we're going to stick. We'll get underneath the clavicle on that same side in case we need to go subclavian because the IJ doesn't turn out right. We'll cross over to the other side of the neck, and we'll go about 1/3 of the way down on the patient's chest, all the way up on their neck. All right, so now we have him prepped. I'm going to get the rest of my stuff ready before I get full sterile. So I'm going to open up this pack without touching anything inside. I'm going to drop on my sterile flushes. And I'm going to drop on my line kit. All right, now I'm ready to get sterile. So I'll take out my gloves. I'll open them up. Now I'll put on my gown, and if I haven't already, I have in this case, but let's just do it for completion's sake. Come on around here, Kate, and wash my hands. You could also use alcohol gel, that's fine. All right, so now we're ready to get full sterile. You take your gown. The side you can touch is obviously the non-sterile side. So you let it fall. And then I'll actually self-Velcro myself, so I don't need an assistant. Your hands go in the sleeves. but they shouldn't come out. So you just have sleeve ends here. That's why you cannot, in any way possibly, screw up your gloves. All right, so now I am sterile. Now my patient is sterile. Now, let's get my kit prepared. First thing I want to do is drape my patient. So I'll knock all the stuff that's on top off, and I'll grab my drape. Drape says head right with an arrow pointing towards the head, head left. This is the right IJ we're going to do, so we're going to take off the head right side. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop that down over our site, open it to the side, then the next part comes towards you. All right, now you're going to open up your leg portion and get it to cover the patient entirely. I'm holding the site here so it doesn't pull off. And then you can uncover your hole, and there we go. All right, now we're going to get our line ready. You don't need this white drape anymore. The only thing you need to do in your line is uncover your needle, take off the brown cap of the triple lumen itself, leave these other two caps on, do not pre-flush the line, and prepare your wire by pulling the J in. And then, if you're going to use local anesthetic, draw up your local anesthetic. That's it. That's your entire kit preparation. All right, so now my kit's ready. The last thing I have to do is actually get my probe ready. So it has a little tail, and then it has an open side. What you do is you put your fingers on one side of the tail and your thumb on the other, and that allows you to grab the open side. And what you're going to do is grab the probe and pull all the way down, and then work the probe up so that there's a nice air-free interface. And rubber band that bad boy. And you can put some gel on. And I'll show you a little trick. You can give yourself a little bit of slack. Actually, you could take a fold of your drape, like so, and we put a hemostat you're going to need later in the kit, but for now, you could just secure your ultrasound probe so that when you let it go, it doesn't fall off from the weight of the tubing. So we got that good to go, and if you want, you can recheck. Oh yeah, vessel still looks good. And now we're actually ready to perform the procedure. So in normal stuff, we're not going to go through the procedure itself. So we'll skip. Okay, so you're at the point now in the procedure where you've placed your triple lumen in towards the hub in this case, because it's a 15 centimeter line. You still have the wire in there. So your next move is to pull the wire and immediately cover your brown port and clamp it. So these two are preventing air embolism because they have caps on them. This one is now clamped. I'm now going to pull back on each of these three ports. Get blood into here, flush. Pull back blood until here, flush. Pull back blood, and flush. And you can use multiple syringes if you want to. All right, so now we have 3 clamped line ports. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put on the real caps. So flush this one, pop it on, flush, pop it on, and last but not least, all right, so now we have a clamp line ready to go. We'd sew this line in. We're not going to do it for real here. We'll just simulate with one, but we'd sew in both. And there should be some form of secondary securement as well. All right, so line is sewn in. And now there's another core prep in the set. This core prep is to clean the site of any blood. Clean off the line, clean underneath. Nice clean site here. Then you want to grab your bio patch. And the blue side faces the sky, the blue sky, blue side of the bio patch. Now you take this hemostat, you ride it under your line, and you pull it through so that it actually sits nicely on your site itself. And then, and sometimes you'll have to de-drape for this. We're going to put on our tegaderm with the line in the center. And there you go. That is how to use the central line bundle.